All right, Saskatoon Bolt Action League tournament game. This game is between Nevan and his Communist Chinese army and Brad and his U.S. army. We are fighting, we rolled for it, and fighting on a Russian village with no river or anything like that on there. So here it is. We are going to roll for the scenario. We'll see what it is. Nevan, you want to roll a dice? Let's see what we roll. 4. We'll get back to you as to what that is. After review, 4 is breaking the line. And the way this works is there's 3 central objectives that will be placed. And they have to be 18 inches apart and have to be on the central line of the board. And they have to be, I think, 6 inches away from the table edge. And then at the end of the game, for each objective that is controlled by a player, you score 5 points. And then you get 1 point for each order dice taken. In order to control an objective, an enemy infantry artillery unit has to finish their turn within 3 inches of the objective, but they don't have to maintain men there. All right, we're going to go over each person's armies. Here's Nevan's brand new Chinese Communist army. It's the first time we've ever fought with it, and it's a tournament game, so we'll see how it does. All right, what do you got, Nevan?
So right here we got the first lieutenant with a submachine gun.
Okay.
Here's my free 14-man infantry squad, inexperienced.
Okay.
Right here is my, what is it? That's veteran infantry. We have 2 submachine guns, 1 light machine gun, and an NCO with submachine gun.
Okay.
Here is another infantry squad. What is it? 13-man, all of rifles, veteran, and an NCO with a submachine gun.
Okay.
Here's my scout team. They're veteran.
All submachine guns?
Yeah, all submachine guns. Oh, here is my, what is that?
This is your 75mm mountain gun, I believe. So we had to sub in the American gun as we're waiting for the model to be printed.
Yeah, and then he's just got a
Observer.
spotter.
Yeah. Okay.
And then here is my mortar team. It's a heavy mortar with a spotter.
Okay.
4-man team with spotter. Here's my medium machine gun. 3-man team.
Veteran?
Veteran, I believe. Yeah, veteran.
Okay. Does it have gun shield?
No.
Okay.
No, I've got my flamethrower guy right there. He's veteran. Then I have a sniper with a spotter there with a pistol. And he's veteran.
Okay.
And then I have my cavalry, which are regular.
Okay.
I believe. Yeah, regular.
All right.
And then I have a suicide anti-tank guy, which he's inexperienced.
Okay.
Then I have my what's that?
That's your Chiha
Type
tank.
92 right here.
Oh no, the Type 92 armored car, so it's got a forward-facing LMG and a turret-mounted MMG, armor 7.
Yeah, and then this guy's my Chiha, right?
Yeah, so light howitzer, forward-facing MMG, rear-facing MMG on the turret.
Yeah, and then just my transport truck.
Transport is inexperienced?
Inexperienced, yeah, and these 2 are regular.
Okay. All right, there it is, China's army. So most of these models were glued this morning, so hot off the press. So here is the U.S. Army of Brad's. What do we got?
This is my 2nd lieutenant, equipped with a submachine gun.
Okay.
That's my Air Force observer, equipped with machine gun. He's just by himself.
Submachine gun, yeah.
This is my paratrooper squad, 1 NCO with submachine gun, 1 with LMG, 2 with submachine gun, and then 4 infantry with rifle because 1 has to be loaded for the LMG. And then this is another paratrooper squad. Same thing, same order, 1 NCO, 1 infantry with MLMG, and then 2 with submachine gun and 4 with rifle, and just the 1 is a loader. And then this is my Ranger squad. My first one NCO with submachine gun, 2 infantry with rifle, 2 with submachine gun, and then 1 bar. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And then there's one. This one is my smaller squad of Ranger squad. It's 1 NCO, 2 infantry with submachine gun, 1 infantry with rifle, and then 1 with bar, and they all have Ranger special rule. And then this is my other Ranger squad, and it is 1 with submachine gun, 2 infantry with machine gun, 3 infantry with rifle, and 1 with bar. My flamethrower squad.
Veteran, regular?
Flamethrower squad is regular.
Okay.
This is my sniper team, which is regular. 2-man squad. My bazooka team. It's regular. My Hellcat is... My Hellcat's regular. It has turret-mounted anti-tank gun, and then also HMG, and it also has Raki.
Mm-hmm.
And then my 2.5-ton truck, it has... It can tow pretty much anything light or medium or heavy. Has can shoot up to 5 shots.
It has a machine gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pintle-mounted MMG.
Okay.
And my heavy motor team.
Okay.
It is regular with spotter.
Okay.
All
right. I think that's your army.
Should be everything.
All right. So lots of infantry on both sides. This will be a fun fight. So we have placed the center points. Brad rolled the highest dice number, and he chose that side of the table. Nevan has chosen this side of the table. Nevan then places the objectives. He's placed one right there. There's another one right there, right in the middle of the board, and another one within these woods. So the way we treat the stumps is they are soft cover, but they do not block line of sight. Same with these trees, because there's no leaves on them. They are soft cover, don't block line of sight. We've also placed all the forward deployers in this. Nevan's armory has a ton. He's placed the spotter here. Which spotter is this in this building?
That's the howitzer.
That's for the howitzer, the light howitzer. There is a suicide anti-tank guy behind this building. Here's his guerrilla cell. There is a sniper is in this church on the main floor.
Scout team on the other side.
Scout team on this side. And where's your other observer? Inside this building?
Yeah.
And there's the observer for the mortar inside that building. Brad has placed his heavy mortar spotter inside on the water tower. And the sniper is inside that building.
Right.
Oh, no. And then he's placed his sniper team right there. All right. We're going to put the order dice for everything that gets an early run move, which in this case is Brad's 2 ranger units, and everything that Nevan has that is veteran or regular for infantry or artillery. All right. We'll get back to you how that goes. All right. So because the Chinese Communist Army gets to make a free 9-inch move, and with infantry and artillery that's higher than inexperienced, and Brad has 3 ranger units, we have went in order using the order dice and deployed them all. So Nevan has an MMG team, which has run out and it's facing that way. He has moved his cavalry unit up to this corner. There's the scout team there. Mortar behind the church. Sniper within the building. He has his guerrilla cell up in the middle. Suicide anti-tank guy behind. Spotter in the building. Sniper, or not sniper, flamethrower, sorry, back here. And what is this? Oh no, this is your lieutenant.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Lieutenant there. Howitzer. This is, what squad is that? That is your veteran squad.
Yeah.
And then there's a spotter within that building. Brad. Spotter in the tower. Sniper within this destroyed building. He has a ranger squad up behind these trees. A ranger squad up behind these trees. And a ranger squad up on this flank. And I've dropped the camera. Don't worry about that. All right. First order of the dice of turn 1 of the game goes to Brad. He's moved his heavy mortar up behind the snowbank, the far corner. Next dice. Second order dice goes to Nevan. Advanced his first lieutenant up into these trees. Okay, next dice. All right, Brad has moved his second lieutenant up behind this 5-man ranger squad. Next dice. Nevan has moved his MMG team from right there into the building. They look a little awkward in there. It's a little tight squeeze, but he's inside the building. Next dice. Has moved his flamethrower up into the trees from behind. Next order dice. Right, flamethrower squad outflanking. What direction?
I guess it'll just...
All right,
Yeah.
that's what will end up being happening.
Yeah,
Okay,
yep.
there we go. Brad attempts to fire the mortar through the spotter, or the light howitzer, at the spotter, but it is outside of its minimum range by about 1 inch. So, unable to shoot. Next dice. Advancing his ranger squad from here to up behind this building in the center. Next dice. Outflanking. Now it is Nevan's dice. Let's see what he does. Experienced squad advances onto the table and is firing at the sniper, who is hidden in hardcover, small team, and long range, advanced, and inexperienced. So 6 is on 6 with how many men?
14.
Okay, 14 dice, hitting 6 on 6.
I mean, that's the shot to make.
14 dice, hitting on 6 on 6. 2 6s. Okay, reroll 2 dice. Nope, nothing.
He got
Nothing.
double.
Places his sniper in ambush, which is inside the church. Next dice.
Bottom floor.
This is his 3-man scout team in ambush. Alright, next dice. That anti-tank man goes down. Alright. Firing his sniper at the
I'm gonna
flamethrower.
shoot with
Um,
my...
Measure real quick to ensure that it's further than 12 inches, but I'm sure it is.
What were you going to say first?
I was gonna do
Alright.
scope.
Measure the range. Easily. Okay. 1 dice, hitting on 3.
Oh!
One.
Miss. Nothing. All right. Then advancing onto the pin in the middle with the... What squad is that?
This is the Guerrilla Squad. I think?
Right, the guerrilla squad. And they are then firing at the sniper. We'll get back to you on the math. We've measured the range. It's 16 inches between the sniper and here. So because of hardcover, small team, and the advance and long range for everything but the LMG, it is 6s on 6 with 8 dice. The submachine guns are out of range, so 1 6. Reroll. Can you get another 6? It does not. Nothing happens. Next dice. Brad has advanced a paratrooper squad up to behind these things, up behind this fence, and he's shooting at the horses across the board over there. They have an LMG. It's the only thing in range. We measured the range. It's 32 inches. LMG is able to shoot, but it's advanced and it's long range, so hitting on 5s. Nevan has chose not to recce his horses, so 4 dice, hitting on 5. Can he make it? No, nothing. So, no hits. Next dice. Advancing his truck up beside the trees. It is empty, though. Next dice. Nevan advancing with his horses 9 inches up alongside the building. And he's going to be firing his rifles at the paratrooper squad back here.
So do I get
We'll
some
figure.
color?
Yes, you do. We'll
Okay.
figure out the math. Measured. The horses are 24 inches and a quarter. So just out of range. Rifles are fine. All right, next dice. Advancing his veteran infantry squad up behind this building from back here, firing at the sniper. It'll be 6s on 6 with everything. We'll figure out how many dice. There is 1 submachine gun. I believe the rest are all rifles. Right, firing with this team, it's 14 dice, but 6s on 6.
Where is she, like, inside?
Can he get lucky?
14 or 12?
14.
Okay. Son of a bitch.
Not a single 6.
Yes.
There we go. Has gone into ambush. His spotter is inside that building. Next ice. Advancing his car out up the road, and he's firing everything at that sniper. So he has a forward-facing LMG in the front of his car and a turret-mounted MMG. I believe it will be 6s on 6s again. We will measure and get back to you. 6s on 6s for the car to shoot at the sniper. 9 dice. 6 on 6. 2, 3 6s. Reroll 3 dice. No 6s. Nothing. Alright, next dice. Opting to put this ranger squad in the back corner of the board. Down. Next dice. Last order dice, turn 1. Puts his tank in outflank. What direction? Here, I'll get... Okay. That's the direction the tank is flanking. Alright, next dice. Brad advances his Hellcat out onto the board, and he's opting to fire his heavy anti-tank gun at the building, and his HMG, pindle-mounted HMG, is firing at the horses. We measured the range. It is about 38 inches, so long range on the building to shoot, because it's 72-inch range, so hitting on a 5, because he's also advanced. The horses are outside of the range, so no shots on the horses. 1 dice, hitting on 5. No hit.
2.
Alright. It has drove his truck out onto the board. It has an MMG on it, and it is firing at this veteran squad right here. And hitting, they get hard cover because you can only see 1 or 2 men. And he is advanced, which would make it, hold on, we'll get back to you on the math. Alright, math, it's long range, advanced, hard cover, 6s on 6, 5 shots. 1 6, reroll your 6. No. Alright, no hit. Has advanced his other paratrooper squad up just behind his mortar, up behind this rubbled building. Alright, next dice. Brings out his forward air observer, parks him behind the truck, looking past it. Alright, you can see the car right now in the group of infantry. Alright, on we go. Turn, or last order of turn 1. The ranger squad moves up into these bushes, which is in line of sight of the window of the, or this window, sorry, of the mortar observer. So Nevan is triggering his mortar ambush from back there, hitting on a 6. 1 dice. Gonna get lucky. He does get lucky. Wow. We'll figure out how many fit in there, but I suspect them all. So looking at this, all 5 of those men in that ranger squad fit within that template. So he's rolling 5 dice, killing on anything other than 1s. They are all dead.
That's a lot of 2s.
Nevan's mortar has done well. Fires. Goes up across the table. It devastates that ranger squad. And that marks the end of turn 1. Going on to turn 2.
I still have 2 ambushes.
Oh, yes. So Nevan is wishing to activate some ambushes. We will get back to you. Looking to activate a sniper to fire out of the church at this infantry squad over here of rangers. Okay, so in order to activate your ambush, you need, it's 50% chance, so on a 4, 5, or 6, you get to activate your ambush. It is activated. Now you're hitting on a 3.
Just 1.
1 dice, hitting on a 3. He hits. Roll another dice. Killing on a 5 or 6. No death, but they take a pin. So going on to turn 2, but what's important, Nevan now controls this middle objective. Brad would be within 3 inches of this objective, so Brad controls 1. Nevan controls 1. This objective still neutral. Alright, turn 2. Moves his car from right here to right there. firing at the air observer, but he still gets hard cover because you can't see very much of him. So that is 9 dice.
It'll be 6 on 6s.
It'll be 6s on 6s? Why 6?
Advanced small team hardcover.
Advanced small team hardcover. Oh, yep. 6 on 6. 9 dice. Uh, 1 6. Reroll that dice. Nothing. All right. Next dice. Dice. Turn 2 goes to Nevan, advancing his guerrilla squad up to the corner of this building to point blank fire at Brad. Brad, will you be opting to go down?
Yeah.
You're going down?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll figure out the math on this. All right, so upon review, 3 submachine guns, which will be hitting on 4s because of his down order. He's got 1 LMG and 4 rifles as well in there, and those are 8 dice that will be hitting on 5. So first, let's roll 6 dice hitting on 4s.
We go on here.
6 dice hitting on 4. 2 hits. Okay, re-roll, killing on 5s or 6s with those 2 dice. No deaths. All right, 8 dice hitting on 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. 4 hits. Reroll, killing on 5s and 6s. One death, reroll that 6. Nothing. 1 death, 1 pin. All right, next order. It's another order dice. Advancing his scout squad into that soft cover there. So, yep, you can make it. You're in range. Okay, in range, advances in. Are you shooting at anyone?
They all have SMGs, so I have no...
They are not in range.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, they've advanced into the trees. Brad has advanced his paratrooper squad from behind to up here. He's firing into the building at the MMG team that's there. Nevan has chose to go down. It's too far for the submachine guns, but there's 4 rifles and 1 LMG in there, so that's 8 dice, which will be hitting on 6s on 6. All right, 8 dice, 6s on 6. All right. Nothing. No hits. Next dice. Firing his heavy mortar with this observer at his heavy mortar, which will be in range because it has a 72-inch range. He'll be hitting on a 6. 1 dice. Nevan, do you opt to go down or not? It will not change your odds of hitting, but would, if he hits you, it would have the amount of hits you take. Decides not to go down. All right. Can Brad get lucky? Does not get lucky. No hit. Moving a suicide anti-tank guy to right beside the building in the middle. Next order dice. Opting to fire a sniper at the spotter within that building. So, measure the range. I assume you're further than 12. That he is. So 1 dice, hitting on a 3.
If I...
Doesn't matter.
Ooh, jeez.
He misses.
God damn it. Thank God.
No luck. Next dice. Nevan advancing his inexperienced squad alongside and firing everything he's got at that sniper. All right. That'll be 6s on 6. But with 14 dice, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, 14 dice. 6s on 6. Okay, 2 6s. Let's re-roll those. Ooh, 1 hit. Okay, takes a pin and re-roll that 6, killing on a 5 or 6. I believe they're veteran.
Yeah. Or
Okay, Let's roll and find out.
Let's see. Regular.
Regular. Ooh, 4. 1 death. So, takes a pin. That man's dead. And then you must roll a morale check with 1 pin. Needing an 8 to pass. Oh. He did. All right. Nevan claims another order dice. Brad has moved his Hellcat up the road, is firing his heavy anti-tank gun at the building, which will be hitting on a 6 because the crew inside is down, which affects that, as well as he's advanced. He has fired his HMG at the cavalry squad, which has chose to recce and has moved out of the way. So 1 dice hitting on a 6.
Two.
No hit.
Brutal dice.
All right, next dice. Moving his veteran squad up towards the middle. He will be within 3 inches of the pin, and he's choosing to fire at the observer, which should be 6s on 6, but he has, I think, 14 shots. 12 men, 1 submachine gun. Let's see if he's in range of that, though. Let's get back to you on that. It is about 13 inches, so the submachine gun cannot shoot long range on the rifles, but it's still 6s on 6. 12 dice, 6s on 6. Because, yes. Can he get lucky again? One 6. Reroll 1 dice. Two. Nothing. No hit. Nevan firing his light howitzer through the spotter in this building at that truck. 1 dice hitting on a 6. Can he do it? All right, Nevan. 1 dice. Nothing. No luck. Next dice. Advanced out of the trees towards the middle of the table. All right, next dice. Advancing his first lieutenant out towards the middle of the board. All right, next dice. Advanced his ranger squad into these trees and firing at the horses. It is just within 12 inches. What do they have for guns?
1 bar. There's...
So we've done the math. The submachine guns are in range. So there's 2 of them. They would be hitting on 4s. 4 dice hitting on 4s.
4 dice.
4 dice hitting on 4s. Ooh, 3. Everything but 1. Reroll those 3. Killing on a 5 or 6. Nothing. Okay, now there's 5 dice because of the BARs and rifles. And they would be hitting on 3s. 5 dice hitting on 3. Ooh,
2.
only 2 hits.
2 hits.
Reroll 2 dice, killing on 5s or 6s.
Yes.
1 death, reroll that 6. Ooh, exceptional. Pick out what you'd like to die.
So
And they take a pin.
Yeah, they got a pin already.
They're all rifles.
So
I have an NCO though.
you'd
which
take the
is
NCO.
this guy.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take the NCO.
NCO is perished. All right. Next dice. Brad advancing his truck backwards and then driving. Oh, wait a second. No, he turned on the spot, drove there, and is firing at the observer in that building, hitting 6s on 6. 5 shots. Okay, 2 6s. Reroll them.
Yeah.
All right, no luck. All right, next dice. Advance his observer further up the board. All right, next dice. His truck from back here, down the road, turning, has ran and placed it, providing himself some cover. Next order dice. Advances from behind the building into the building and fires at the veteran squad across the way, but he can't see more than 50%, so they get hard cover. So it works out, and the LMGs, or SMGs, sorry, are out of range. So 8 dice, hitting on 6s. 1, 6. Okay, there's one hit. Reroll, killing on 5s or 6s. Ooh, reroll that 6, see if it's exceptional. Does not. A pin and a kill. So remove a man, Nevan. Brad moves his lieutenant into these trees and attempts to fire at the truck, but he's just shy of range. Next dice. Firing the heavy mortar at the truck through the observer in the center building, needing a 6 to hit. Can he do it? He does not. Next dice. Order dice, a turn 2.
Is that one yours?
Nevan
No, I threw mine.
is firing the sniper through the window at that ranger squad right there. He will be hitting on a 3. A miss. All right, so that is the end of turn 2. Moving on to turn 3. We've had a few casualties, but currently, right now, Nevan controls this objective, and this objective. Currently controls all 3. All right, let's see what turn 3 does. The first order dice at turn 3 advances his car from here to right there. All right, he's firing his whole LMG at the observer and his turret mounted at the mortar. So it'll be hitting on a 4 right there, unless Brad decides to go down. That is within range there with 6 inches. So also we'll be hitting on, or it'll be hitting on 3s on the mortar. Brad to decide if he goes down. He has opted to go down with both. So the whole LMG, 4 shots, hitting on 6. 2 hits. Reroll. He's regular, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, two dice, killing 4, 5, and 6.
He did.
He's very dead. Air observer, dead. The MMG, 5 shots, hitting on 5s. One hit. Take a pin. Killing on 4, 5, or 6. No death. Takes a pin though. Observer dead. Pin on the mortar. Next one. Attempting to assault in the middle of the table here with this squad of rangers into the veteran squad, but he has 2 pins, needing an 8 or less to pass. They go down. They fail. All right. Brad advances further up and is shooting at the house. Not all of his men can see though, so only 6 of his men can shoot at the building. We have to decide if Nevan wants to go down with his MMG team in the house. All right. So his submachine guns are out of range, but those account for the 3 men that cannot see. Nevan has decided to stay up. Brad rolling 8 dice, hitting on 6s. Can he do it? No, he cannot. Next dice. Brad attempting to bring his flamethrower out of outflank. And he rolled off camera and rolled a 6. It comes out. Let's see where he puts it. It can move up to halfway up the board. Brad brings his flamethrower out on the far left side of the board here. Comes out in the middle. And is moved up and he's flamethrowering into the house. You'll be hitting 1 dice, hitting on 3. He hits. All right. Okay. Now it is D6 hits.
Wait, well, hold on. I guess we already did it, but if...
So D6 hits. How many hits? 4 hits. Roll 4 dice with a +3 penetration on these. Killing on anything other than 1s. All right. Yeah. The MMG team is dead. Now roll 1d6 to see if the building is on fire. The building is on fire. Now roll 1 more dice to see if you run out of fuel. You do not run out of fuel. So the MMG team is dead, and the building is on fire. All right. Claims his first order dice. Nevan attempting to assault the flamethrower with his cavalry, but he has 1 pin, needing a 9 to pass. Seven. They pass. He is now assaulting. No need to move the infantry. How many models remain there?
2, 4, 6, 8.
Okay, roll 8 dice. Killing on 4, 5, or 6s. The flamethrower is regular. It is dead. The flamethrower is dead and does not get to retaliate. The flamethrower has perished. Now roll 1 dice, and this is how far away you can retaliate. Actually, it might be 2 dice. Roll 1. I think it's 2 dice
Did those guys
for assaulting with cavalry. Hold on, let me go back to that. Moving his truck out this way, but unable to shoot at that squad due to his squad in these trees. Next order dice. Brad firing from the far corner, firing at the horses through the trees. All right. He is just within 12 inches. Let's figure out the rolls. Shots hitting on 3s. Okay, everything but 1. Reroll 4 hits, killing out 5s and 6s. 1 death, reroll that 6. No. Okay, all right. Next order dice. Nevan advanced his inexperienced squad up towards the middle, firing with 14 dice, all 14 rifles, at that lone man in the trees. It'll be 6s on 6. They're inexperienced, so a ton of things. Let's see how the dice goes.